Hello and welcome to today's tech tip. For the tip today, I'm going to show you how to make groups in Canvas where students can self-assign to those groups and collaborate on projects. And so I know with distance learning, collaboration is one of the strategies that we are trying to make work and trying to make efficient. And using Canvas and making groups and having students self-assign into those groups, we feel like is one of the best ways to make that happen. So in order to make groups, there's a few things you have to do first. First thing is that you're going to obviously choose the class that you would like to make the group in. So I'll choose my English 10 group here. Once you've chosen your group, you're going to go to the People tab on the left. And once you have this set up, you're going to go to Add Group Set. And so this is how you're going to label these groups. This is kind of like the big umbrella for where the groups are going to sit. So let's say I have a quarter one presentation groups. So for all of my English 10 classes, I'm going to divide them up by section, and within that section, they're going to have presentation groups that they're going to present on together. And so once you have the heading there created, you can go ahead and do self sign up. You can manually assign students to groups. So if you have like a seating chart, you can manually put them according to the seating chart. But since it's distance learning, the self-assign option is probably the easiest way to go with that. I would also want to require group members to be in the same section so that only my first period students can choose from other first period students, and second can only choose second, and so on. The next step is to look at the group structure. And so if you know how many groups you want in your to be in each period, you can set it up already. And so for my class, if I have 4 periods of English 10 and I want to have 10 groups for each period, I'm going to choose create 40 groups now. And I'm going to limit each group to 4. And so again, these could be whatever numbers you want them to be. But if I have 10 groups for each period, assuming you have upwards to 40 students in a group, and you want to keep it to 4 members per group, you would do it like this. And then if you wanted to automatically assign a student group leader, I did this as well and just told the students after the fact that they're the leader. You can randomly select students as a group leader or the first person to join. And I figured that the first person who wants to join a group is probably one that takes initiative anyway, so that could be a good way to start it. But once you have these group sets and all the settings created, go ahead and hit save. You'll notice now in my quarter one presentation groups, I now have group 1 all the way down to group 40. And so if you're good with this, you can leave it like that, but I like to kind of make sure that students have a little bit more of a structure for how they assign groups to make it easier for me. And so I would rename mine period 1. And I would do that all the way 1 through 10. And then when I get to group 11, I would do period 2. I'll do that to 20, and then 21 I would do period 3, just so that I have them sectioned off for them. And so my first period group can only choose those from those periods there that are marked for me. If something happens where you have a weird odd number of students, so let's say everything is filled up, but you actually have 41 students, and a student needs to be in a group, you could choose whichever group you want them to be in or whatever group they want to be in, hit edit, and you can just bump that up to 1 extra one. And so now group 1 has 5 students to accommodate that extra student. And so we're going to show you now what it looks like from the student view when they go to self-assign into one of these groups.
as a student comes in to a self-assigned assignment, this is what they're going to see. They click on the course here, and down on the side, you're going to see people. They're going to click people. And up on top, you'll see 2 tabs. There's an everyone tab, that's everybody in the class, and then you can hit groups. So they would hit groups, and in that group setting, they're going to see the groups that were made by that teacher. So I know that for this particular assignment, I know it's loading a little slow, but as I go down, you can see where these are the Q1 presentation groups. Now, students can assign themselves by clicking join. Okay, and it will tell you how many students are in that particular class. Students can also leave if they want. And when they do that, they can click on this little arrow here and it'll show who is actually in their group. Now, let's say that they join this group and they want to switch groups, then they can just switch to this group here and it'll automatically move them over. This allows students to self-assign. So students that they work well with, I know when we are in school, we have them self-assigned by who they're sitting with, but with this at-home learning, this will allow them to work with people either within the section, if that's how it's set up, or within the whole class, or within the whole entire class. So it doesn't matter by section. The benefit of this setup is that you as a teacher do not have to create the groups. The students can do it on their own. Now, you also have the option of creating those groups and dropping students in, but for assignments like this is probably the easiest way to make sure that they are with people that they're in contact with or people that they work well with.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our 104 Innovation Lab. I'm going to show you what we're doing today. So if you want to follow me, I'll show you how we took this distance learning platform, redefined the space that we had to create breakout rooms for a group project that we're starting today. It's going to carry on for the week. So come, let's take a look at what we're doing. So if you notice here on the right, we have a Nariva board, and we have 4 students from my class joined together in a small group where they are working together, sharing their screen as a group leader, and they are working on an individual project within their group. And so if you go to the next group, you can see that we have 7 other groups in the same format that have groups of 4 working on company proposal slideshows that they're going to present in a few weeks. And so we can easily walk around, monitor all of the chat boxes. We have a home base group meet that we have on my computer over here for kids who have specific questions for us to address. But this is our way that we're trying to, again, redefine group work, project-based learning, and collaboration in this distance format. So if you think stuff like this is cool and you want to get more tips and tricks how to do this in your own classroom, make sure you check out our YouTube channel, Go EdTech Go. And for our class, our Instagram handle is @EastsideBiomed. Have a great day. See you guys later.